really enjoy talking to people. One of the things I want to learn about people is what are they interested in? What has caught their imagination? What has fascinated them? And one of the things that's really a lot of fun on YouTube and other social media platforms that people put videos on is people get a chance to share their passion in terms of what they're interested in. And I really believe that God has created people to be diverse, to be interesting, and to be different. And I think that one of the things that ends up happening with us, honestly, is we are made to be a people who reflect the image of God. And there are times where we are really good at reflecting the image of God. And there's times where sin gets in and gets a hold of us and takes us in a fashion where all of a sudden we become dark, we become damaged, and we don't end up becoming the people that we're supposed to be. So, understanding that that's a possibility, I want to put that on the table because I don't want this video to turn out too Pollyanna. But the truth of the matter is that many people do a really good job of reflecting who God is and who they've been made to be. And none of us have the skills and the talents to fully reflect God, but each one of us are a facet of the fact that God has made us to be a part of the reflection. So with all these different facets, when you bring people together, you have something that reflects what God has invested in humanity. And I really want to encourage you because there is something that you are passionate about that God intends for you to grow and for you to develop. All of us start out as raw materials, as a potter would look at as a lump of clay, and the combination of our being given what God made us to be in the very beginning, in a sense, we are a microcosm and a reflection of how the world came into being. Because Genesis said at the beginning, the earth was without form and was void, and there was no sense of creation. But what you have in the first chapter of Genesis is you have God creating, and he creates seas, he creates sky, he creates animals in terms of certain genuses. He creates reptiles, he creates mammals, he creates fish that live in the sea. There's all this different creativity that ends up happening. And on a certain level, if you look back on your life, you go, in the beginning, I was a child. In the beginning, I didn't know a whole lot. In the beginning, I started, and if you watch children today, I got a chance to be with a family that has a 5-year-old and an under 2-year-old this weekend. And it's hard work being a 5-year-old and being an under 2-year-old. It's difficult. I watch the kids interact with each other, and as they're interacting with each other, the under 2-year-old falls a lot. You end up having the 5-year-old who wants the 2-year-old to do things on a 5-year-old level, and the 2-year-old just simply isn't competent to do it. And you see the frustration that the 5-year-old has because the 5-year-old has an idea in mind that's supposed to happen, and the younger sibling just simply isn't pulling it off. And on a certain level, throughout our lives, we have a vision for what we could be, for what we could do, but on a certain level, whether we're frustrated with our own inability or the inability of those around us, there's a sense where we are seeking and pushing and moving towards a creation and towards bringing things together in a fashion where we can imagine what's supposed to happen. But whether frustrated with ourselves or frustrated with others, we can see that it's not coming into being easily. I believe that this is the life that God gives us. And I believe that God is ready and willing, if we will pray and ask him for help, to intervene, to help us get to the point where the vision that we desire to see happen will be realized, where the vision that we desire will end up being a point that is going to be a blessing for other people. And I am thrilled when I meet people who have had a vision for their life and they have been effective in either fully attaining the vision or they are in process towards attaining the vision. Because on a certain level, we are following truth, we are following life, we are following Messiah, we are trusting in something that has been planted in us, and in the beginning was very unformed. But all of the circumstances, all the things that we go through, all the things that are hard, all the things that are easy, all the things that are part of what God made for us to be, are in the process of bringing us to a place where we are being formed according to the vision that God had for us, that he foreknew, that he knew from the beginning of the world. And I just really want to encourage you in the process that what you are doing is not inadequate. What you are doing certainly comes from a place of imperfection. What you are doing certainly comes from a place where you need the help of God, who is your creator, and he is also putting things in your life, possibly recognized and possibly not, that are all helping you get to a place where you are going to come to a fullness. And it is God's heart that the vision that is planted in you, the vision that you have discovered, the vision that you seek to do with the help of others, is going to come together in a fashion where amazing things are going to happen. I think this is part of what happens when you become spiritually awakened, spiritually alive, and pursue God. Shalom.